Thank you for watching MMA Oddsbreaker. I'm Frank Trigg. That's Sergio Pettis getting ready to fight in the UFC here coming up. And young, I actually got to say the young Sergio Pettis because now, as an old guy, I keep looking at the age groups of these guys. You're still only 20, right?
Yeah, still 20.
So you can't even have an after party. You can't even walk around the casinos.
Yeah, not at all.
How do you do it after the fights are over when everyone else is going to the club or going to the party or going here? What do you do after the fights are over?
I usually just gorge. I eat as much as possible, man. I have a pizza party, so can't go out, but definitely eat a lot.
Yeah, that's I can understand that. But you're a 135 pounder, and how much you weigh normally walking around? Because you guys work out all the time. We've talked before. You're kind of a gym rat. Even when you don't have a fight coming up, you're still training. I don't see you getting very big, but I see you having to eat a lot anyway, just to keep your weight kind of maintained.
Yeah, I walk around like 155, 158. Depends on how much I eat and how clean I eat, actually. But training, that maintains it. I don't know how big I'd get if I didn't train.
You'd probably be 200 pounds.
Yeah.
So how is first? Let's ask. How's the weather right now up there in Wisconsin? And how is it affecting your training camp in Milwaukee?
It's actually, I mean, it's cold, yeah, it's snowy out, but that actually makes me train harder. I can't go outside and I can't go and do fun outside activities, so I'm inside the gym and just relaxing, so it goes pretty good.
Do you have a problem getting to and from? Has there been any cases where the weather was so bad, from snow or ice, where you couldn't even get to the gym to work out?
No, thank God this year wasn't so bad. Mostly the weekends, actually. There was some times where the black ice was out or the snow was too bad, but lots of times where I could actually relax. So during the week, we keep it good. The plows or everything. So it wasn't bad.
Well, let's talk about your opponent, Alex. You're fighting him on January 25th on UFC on Fox 10. He's 9-5. You're 10-0. Big. It's a big jump. It's as far as notoriety goes, he's got a big fan following, what have you. Obviously, it's not your first fight in the UFC. It's your second one. You fought and beat Will Camanzano in a very tough Will Camanzano in a 3-round decision. Now it's time to everyone's waiting for you to be. They're waiting for you to be Showtime. Like they're kind of waiting for you to be your brother, which is unfortunate because you're a different guy, a different fighter. But that's what they're kind of waiting on. Do you think this is going to be your breakout, shake off all the jitters, kind of beat up a highlight reel kind of fight for you?
Yeah, I mean, I felt more comfortable this time around. Last time around, I was still thinking, I'm a little kid going against bigger guys, but that fight showed me a lot. Will Campazano's a tough guy. I looked up to the guy, just like Alex Caceres. I looked up to him. I saw him fight in Milwaukee, but this is definitely a lot more comfortable for me, and I feel like I'm gonna expose this guy and be who I am in there. I'm just gonna go out there and have some fun.
What do you think Caceres is going to do to you? Like, how do you think he's going to come out with this fight? Because he's got to watch himself too. He's not guaranteed to continue with the organization for much longer if he takes a couple more losses. So, what do you think he's going to do to you when he walks in?
Honestly, I think he's gonna try to stand me for a little bit, but he saw my last fight. He's gonna try to take me down and hold me down and get a decision. I don't see him knocking me out or submitting me, so he's gonna try to grind me out. But that's where I'm gonna play my long game and just try to expose him.
Well, let's go over his last 5 fights. He loses to Edwin Figueroa. He loses a split decision. Then he wins against Demasio Page. He gets a submission. Now, here's where it gets kind of weird for me. Tezuka, he comes in. He wins a split decision. He has a no contest against Kang, and then he split decision wins against Delorme. So this is a guy that likes to go the distance and likes to keep it close. Does that pose a problem for your style? Because you're a high-action, high-energy style, and he's going to do a little bit more smothering to try to slow the pace down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to do that to me. I'm going to play such a long game where he's not going to be able to get close to me. I mean, he's the longer guy, but I feel like I could use my body and use my kicks a lot better than he can. So if he's going to try to do that for sure. He's not going to finish me. He's not going to knock me out. He's not going to submit me. That's his only way of finishing me. So I'm going to prevent that, which we've been working a lot of in my camp.
So far, the 10 guys you faced, this will be obviously your 11th fighter. The 10 guys you've already faced and beat, who, in your mind, was the toughest fight for you so far? But include the training camp, because sometimes training camps are tough, and that makes it a tougher fight than it should be. Sometimes training camps are easy, and that makes it a tougher fight than it should be as well. So include the training camp mindset. Who's your toughest opponent today?
I would say my toughest opponent was Jimmy Jones still in the RFA. That guy was really, really good striker. So he was a big step up in competition, which actually helped me mature in the sport a lot better. But I would say Jimmy Jones.
What a tough competitor too. He was an absolutely amazing fight to watch when you guys compete against each other. it's it's the new year. Everyone's talking about New Year's resolution. Well, let's face it. For Sergio Pettis, you're going to be the champ in the 135-pound weight class. You're going to have the belt wrapped around your waist. You're going to be making millions of dollars. You're going to be talking about in the pound-for-pound best fight group. When they talk about pound-for-pound fighters, you want to be named in that group. That's every fighter, though. We're all like that. What I want to know is, in 2013, what was the biggest significant change in your life that happened that you went, oh, this is the fork in my road. This thing went this way, and now this is going to make me be the man, the fighter, the brother, the boyfriend, the uncle through this next 2014. What was that one significant instance that happened back in 13 that's going to set you up for 2014?
Yeah, my last win in Milwaukee, I would say. After that win that showed me I was ready for the next competition, got me ready for the Will Campazano fight. And, I got used to that, too. That was very hard to get past. That was a big card for me to be on, a lot of cameras, a lot of different, feelings. So just getting past that made me feel a lot more comfortable. And I feel like this year is going to be a good year for me. I'm going to mature as a fighter and as an individual.
Now, I've interviewed you 4 or 5 times, so we were comfortable with each other as far as media goes.
Yep.
Do you find some media guys that you first get a hold of, whether it's they've got a big name, that they're working for that makes you a little bit nervous, or that person you've watched them interview your brother or other teammates that kind of makes you nervous when you walk into the media?
Not really. I mean, there's a couple guys that ask some weird questions, like out of the ordinary, and you're just like, oh, I'm not really sure how to answer that one. But, I really don't find anybody that intimidating.
What used to help me, I don't know if it'll help you, is that you realize that no matter who the reporter is, or who the journalist works for, that I'm 99% positive if they screw up, you can definitely go to their house and beat them up in their own kitchen.
Yeah.
So it makes the interview so much easier. You're like, if this guy screws me over, asks a strange question, makes me look bad, I can get him back later. It's not a problem.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, sir. Thanks for coming on here. I know it's you got to get back to practice and get yourself worked out. I appreciate you taking some time, and I do appreciate you rescheduling with me because I know you had a really tough night trying to sleep when your niece was in town, and I know how important family is to you, which is why when you're like, look, I need to reschedule, I didn't have a problem at all because I know when I'm dealing with the Pettis boys, there's an opportunity I'm going to have to reschedule because a family thing comes up. Whether it's just your brother wants to hang out with you for 20 minutes during our interview time, you might reschedule just because of that, and I'm okay with it. So I appreciate you rescheduling. I really do.
Yeah, thank you for scheduling too, man. She was a tough one that night.
Hey, it happens. I've been there myself as a father, so I totally understand it. It's not a problem.
Yep.
Take care, Serge. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. You too.